in Chennai. Remember, at this point of time, we're just a few moments away from Sasikala descending on the Jaya Memorial at the Marina Beach in Chennai. I want to go straight across first to Akshita Nandagopal, who's been reporting from outside Poise Garden. That's where the Veda Nilayam is, where Jayalalitha used to live, and now where Sasikala lives. It was the site of a huge amount of turmoil yesterday. Akshaya, what are the current scenes you're seeing at your location right now? Do we know when Sasikala will be at the Jaya Samadhi?
Well, Shiv, you remember that the last 2-3 days that we've been stationing outside the Poise Garden residence of Sasikala Natarajan, we've been seeing that there was no crowd at all. But now we're seeing that there's a steady crowd that has moved in all over the place. There are banners of Sasikala that has been taken up, placards that have been brought in. There's a kind of activity that we have not seen in the last couple of days. Shiv, there is a contrast from what has happened in the earlier days in the last few weeks. And now we're seeing that Selvan's statement last night has created a wave or an impact even here, that party cadres, the senior party cadres, have been coming into this location and are trying to showcase their support. But Shiv, it needs to be seen with so much pressure all around, will Sasikala be able to lead any further is one big question, because the lower level party cadres are flocking in much larger number outside O. Selvan's residence, Shiv.
Absolutely. So there is a contrast between what it was like yesterday and what it's like today. Appears to be a greater amount of support for Sasikala. Remember, Sasikala, as the boss of the AIADMK, commands a certain degree of resources. Have these been orchestrated by the AIADMK, or is it the same kind of public cadre support that O. Selvam appears to be enjoying ever since that maverick move he made by descending on the Jaya Samadhi at the Marina Beach yesterday? But Akshaya, I want to quickly, get some specifics in place, because, where the spotlight is currently on both Selvam as well as Sasikala. What is Sasikala's next step? She's made this elaborate speech right now to her MLAs, 129 of them we hear, where she's basically labelled Selvam as a traitor. Where I'm standing, which is Selvam's official residence, Deepa Jaikumar, the niece of Jayalalitha, will be arriving in a very short time from now. Do we know, Akshaya, if Sasikala plans to hold a press conference or give out some kind of a public statement like she did yesterday?
Well, Shiv, it was seen that we were expecting that people were going to come here and talk, and it was also expected that there will be more people coming here to talk to Sasikala and show their support. I have with me AIADMK spokesperson, and Shiv, I'll ask her the same question. Ma'am, is there a press conference that Sasikala Natarajan ma'am is planning to host today? Because there's a lot of difference of opinion that is coming out, a lot of contradictions, and now we're seeing that many people who are like senior party members are having difference of opinion and are also vocaling it out.
How many senior party members are having difference of opinion? How many? Can you point out? It's not 10, it's not 15, it's not 20, just two persons like Munuswamy and PH Pandian. And they are already, Amma didn't see them at all. Amma doesn't want them to in the party. She avoided them. And I'm telling all these days, this PH Pandian never opened his mouth. Munuswamy never opened his mouth. Now with OPS, they all started as only 3 people. You can't say that real cadres are here, ma. Real Amma lovers are here. We'll never go anywhere because we want our party to be strong. We want our government to be strong. Definitely our Honorable Chinnamma will become a CM very soon.
Ma'am, we've been always seeing that AIADMK has represented itself as a military party with no links, no family links. But now we're seeing there's a family politics that's been spoken about. Today also we have seen that Sasikala Natarajan ma'am's relatives were there at AIADMK headquarters.
No, who are already with Amma and Chinnamma only, those people only here. Who are already with Amma and Chinnamma. Not all the family members. This is not DMK. To keep the family members and to give all posts to the family members. So one thing I'm telling you, Chinnamma is very clear. Chinnamma is very clear. Definitely, Chinnamma will become CM. You can go.
Ma'am, but we've been seeing that there's a widespread protest against O. Selvam right here. But what kind of a thing, ma'am? This is something that he's still listening.
Talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Time will prove him. Thank you.
Shiv, you just heard what the official spokesperson of AIADMK had to tell. She has been saying that the actual cadres of the AIADMK are with Sashikala Natarajan, and we're seeing here there is a widespread protest here. People are slapping the banners of O Paneerselvam and are also screaming slogans that goes to the effect of saying O Paneerselvam down, down. And right now, till now, we've been seeing that O Paneerselvam was again a revered figure in the AIADMK, and last night's speech that he had given has turned everything around for the people who are at the Sashikala campus.
It's a little awkward when the spokesperson for the AIADMK says, who are these leaders who are showing dissent. She talks about Pandian and the other leader who has shown dissent, but she has nothing to say about Paneerselvam. She says these people are discredited leaders. Amma never wanted to meet them. But what can she say about a person like Paneerselvam, who was very much a part of the leadership of the AIADMK, a person who was close to Jayalalitha, a person who's been caretaker chief minister no less than twice in Tamil Nadu. So there appears to be a contradiction in the manner in which things are actually going for the AIADMK, in the way it's justifying the dissent that appears to be coming against it. That's something that Sasikala touched upon as well in her 11-minute speech. She said wave after wave of enemies trying to break up the party and divide it, but they will not succeed. History has always shown that Amma's legacy will keep the party as one. But here's what she talked about. Here's the absolute thread, the central thread of what Sasikala was speaking about. It talks about unity and it talks about traitors. Akshay, I want to come back to you because the most controversial and sensitive aspect of what's made headlines today is what Paneerselvam said about the death of Jayalalitha. He said that he's going to get a sitting judge to investigate, a judicial inquiry into the circumstances surrounding the death of former Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha, her treatment and then her untimely demise early in December last year. Now, Sasikala has spoken about a lot of things, Akshaya, so far. She's spoken about traitors, she's spoken about unity, she's spoken about people trying to divide the party, she's talked about the need for all the MLAs to stick together and take forward Amma's legacy. She hasn't spoken about this very, very volatile issue, the death of Amma. And it appears that by suggesting that he was going to put in place a probe, administered by a sitting judge to look into the aspects of Jayalalitha's death, that is hitting directly at Sasikala herself, Akshaya.
Yes, Shiv, now placing all the cards together, there are like multiple questions that we have to start asking. One, how did the Richard Bale and the Apollo Hospital meeting start? Because Apollo Hospital doctors during the press conference had said it was not an Apollo Hospital conducted press meet, and Richard Bale had mentioned that the government of Tamil Nadu wanted it. So the helm of affairs during that time is still O Paneerselvam. So is it O Paneerselvam's government that wanted to bring in that? Second question is, yes, O Paneerselvam now has come out and started saying that he has also not met Jayalalitha during the 75 days that she was at Apollo Hospital. So now the question remains, the only person who had access was Sashikala Natarajan. So the way that he has put it forth now gives a lot of suspicion, saying there was some foul play, and he is directly indicating that an investigation with a judge, a senior judge presiding over it, will be conducted, saying this is very evidently pointing out to Sashikala Natarajan, Shiv, and this is a circumstance that is prevailing now. And looking at the way a silent person like O Paneerselvam coming out and giving such a huge statement itself makes a big difference. The kind of statements that he's given, one about how he was forcefully made to resign, and how about he was pushed by other party workers and the senior party leaders to take up the position as the chief minister. Now it all indicates that Sashikala had been trying to get the power as a CM right from the beginning, but he was only a puppet in their hands, is what he's trying to say. And all the pressure is now mounted on Sashikala, and is evident from the kind of reactions that we are getting here also, Shiv.
That's right, Akshaya. It's a quandary situation right now about what the next step is going to be. The position of both Paneerselvam as well as Sasikala happens to be vulnerable at this point of time. They've both got their strengths. Sasikala has the support of all of those MLAs, yet Paneerselvam has public support, or at least perceptionally the public support. On the other hand, they envy what the other does not have. Let's get you what Paneerselvam has said first. We've seen what Sasikala has said, but here's how today began. The first on-record statement by these two individuals was from Paneerselvam once again. He opened the account yesterday, he did it today as well. Here's what he told T.S. Sudhir.
With me is the man of the moment, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. O. Paneerselvam. My first question relates to the kind of support that you have. The information that we have is that you have only 3 MLAs at least visibly present. Where are the support or Shashikala camp has the maximum number of MLAs?
உறுதியாக மாண்புமிகு சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் அனைவருடைய ஆதரவும் எனக்கு வந்து சேரும், உறுதியாக கிடைக்கும்.
They have told you that they will
come. Yes.
Which will be any numbers?
பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். தொடர்ந்து ஒருவராக பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்.
Number சொல்ல முடியுமா?
அனைவரும் என்று சொன்னேன்.
Okay. The second question is, you have a beautiful smile, but your General Secretary V.K. Shashikala doesn't seem to like your smile. நீங்கள் DMK benches பார்த்துட்டு smile பண்ணேல். There is some conspiracy between the DMK and Paneerselvamனு சொல்றா. அது பத்தி நீங்கள் என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
ஏற்கனவே நான் இதற்கு உரிய விளக்கத்தினை ஏற்கனவே தந்திருக்கிறேன். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்கள் முதலமைச்சராக இருந்த பொழுது 2001-2006 காலகட்டத்தில் இந்த டேபிள் அந்த பக்கம் வந்து இந்த பக்கம் வந்து ஆளுங்கட்சி உட்கார்ந்திருப்பான். அம்மாவுக்கு அருகில் நான் இருந்தேன். அம்மா அவரோடு எதிர்க்கட்சியில் இருக்கின்ற அப்பொழுது உறுப்பினராக இருந்த துரைமுருகன் அவர்கள் கேசுவலாக அம்மாவிடம் சில கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வார்கள். மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்களும் வேடிக்கையாக துரைமுருகனை பார்த்து, துரைமுருகன் நீங்கள் நடிகராக வந்தால் மிகப்பெரிய நடிகராக நீங்கள் வந்திருப்பீர்களே என்று சொன்ன பொழுது துரைமுருகன் அவர்களும் அம்மா அவர்கள் நாங்கள் என்ன வாதத்தை எடுத்து வைத்தாலும் உடனடியாக அதற்கு உரிய பதிலை ஃபிங்கர் டிப்ஸில் வச்சு நீங்கள் சொல்கிறீங்க, எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பெருமையாக இருக்குமான்னு அவர் சொன்னார். அந்த மாதிரி கருத்துக்களை பரிமாறிக்கொள்வதில் எதிர்க்கட்சிக்கும் ஆளுங்கட்சிக்கும் மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர் ஒரு நல்ல நடைமுறையை அங்கே கடைபிடித்தார்.
Is there any DMK support for you? DMK support இருக்கா உங்களுக்கு?
DMK support அவர்கள் எதிர்க்கட்சி, நாங்கள் ஆளுங்கட்சி.
So there will be no truck between you and DMK?
No.
My last question relates to the hospitalization of Jayalalitha. You have said about any probe that could be ordered. Are you suspecting that she was perhaps poisoned or given the wrong medication?
உரிய விசாரணை கமிஷன் அமைக்கப்பட்டு அதன் மூலமாக நாம் உரிய தீர்ப்பை பெற்றால்தான் தமிழக மக்கள் நம்புவார்கள்.
So as Chief Minister you will order a probe?
Yes, உறுதியாக.
You will order a probe?
Yes.
Okay. That was Mr. Paneerselvam. Thank you very much, sir, saying that they will order a probe into the circumstances in which former Chief Minister Jayalalitha passed away. This is T.S. Sudhir with camera person Daniel in Chennai for India Today.
Well, the big voices and the big leaders from the AIA-DMK surrounding this entire exploding story since yesterday have chosen always to speak first and exclusive to India Today. Here's K. Pandya-Rajan of the AIA-DMK speaking exclusively to Pramod Madhav.
Sir, we know this is going to be a crucial meeting, and after what had occurred at Marina Beach yesterday, we've come to know that your leader saying DMK is behind this.
Yeah.
Is that the cause?
We believe that it's so, as our leader has said. DMK seems to have inspired this, but they will not succeed in their attempts. The party is together, completely together, and as soon as the governor lands here, Chinnamma will stake her claim to form government. There will be a smooth transition to the new government.
Is there any truth in him being forced to resign?
No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Absolutely no.
What is the cause of this MLA meeting and what action are you supposed to
We're just reasserting our support to Chinnamma.
Well, as we await the possibility of a Sasikala press conference and the almost unthinkable idea of her actually taking questions. She's never taken questions ever in her life before. So that's something that actually unites both Paneerselvam and Sasikala. Now Paneerselvam has held a press conference. He's taken questions twice from journalists. Let's see if Sasikala will do the same and answer that very crucial question about Paneerselvam, saying that the death of Jayalalitha will be investigated by a sitting judge. We're slipping into a very quick break. The war for the Tamil throne, as we're calling it here on India Today, and special coverage continues on the other side of this very short break. Me and all of our reporters are keeping you ahead on this big political story. Come right back.
But the Tamil Nadu pass struggle is only getting nastier and bitter with each passing day. What we hear right now is that AIADMK MLAs are likely to reach Delhi tomorrow. They also want to meet the president. What we are hearing is, according to the president's spokesperson, the request has been received, but there is still no decision just as yet whether the AIADMK MLAs will in fact be given an opportunity to meet with the president. I'm going to go straight across to India Today, Smita Sharma, for more details on this bit of news that has come in. Smita, can you just throw more light on this information that has just come about?
Well, you know, with so many stakeholders now in this very, very high-pitched political battle and political drama that's playing out in Tamil Nadu, clearly all states, all sides, in fact, trying to resort to all kinds of legal political options, which is why, in fact, the AIADMK MLAs and MPs who are said to be supporting Sasikala and want her to be, of course, sworn in as Chief Minister, they want to go ahead and press their, in fact, side, make their representation to the President, because remember, one of the important roles that has emerged here is of Governor Vidyasagar Rao, and who, despite, initially when of course, O. Paneerselvam had not spoken out, and the AIADMK was preparing for the swearing-in ceremony at Madras University, despite that, the governor was, of course, outside of the state with his prior scheduled appointments, and there were questions being raised that the governor was dilly-dallying the process. So it does seem like, according to sources now, that the governor is looking at the Supreme Court verdict, which is to come in a week's time in the disproportionate assets case before he takes the final call, which is why, in fact, all these other parties decide whether it be supporters of O. Paneerselvam or now, in fact, Sasikala, wanting to make sure that they make their voices heard in the highest political corridors to get their sides known.
Absolutely. Smita, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go straight across now to editor India Today, Shiv Arur. Shiv, what do you make of this bit of news coming in? AIADMK MLAs wanting to meet the president. We've just heard that, the request has already been made, but there is still no official confirmation if they will be given the chance to meet President Pranab Mukherjee.
I think I'm actually surprised this didn't come sooner, Avantika. At this point of time, amidst this entire political crisis, where it looks like Tamil Nadu is headed for, a possible constitutional logjam, where the titular head, of the state, which is the governor, Vidyasagar Rao, hasn't lifted a finger, to act upon procedures that he is supposed to oversee, it being the swearing-in of Sasikala as Chief Minister. There are all of these MLAs who probably want to approach the president, with a petition saying, why isn't the governor doing his job? Is he being held back politically? As the titular head of state who has no real powers, shouldn't he simply be, overseeing, what is supposed to be done as per the procedures? At this point of time, Sasikala is not a convict. There has been no adverse judgment against her, no standing adverse judgment against her in any case. There is a case expected. We don't know if that judgment is going to be adverse or not. She's been voted, she's been made the legislature party ahead of the AIADMK as well. Therefore, at this point of time, the MLA is going to Delhi to meet the president, seeking time from him is not surprising at all. They probably want to lodge their protest over what the governor is doing, or rather what he's not doing. But a lot of attention is already being paid to their leader, the MLA's leader, the person they're behind, the person who they want to see as Chief Minister, Sasikala, because she is mounted since yesterday what has been her second attack and certainly the most belligerent defense of the AIADMK and offense on O. Paneerselvam. Take a look. All right, I have with me live Akshaya Nath and Rohini Swami, two of our young reporters who've been crisscrossing around Chennai, getting you the very latest newsmaker voices on this big developing political story, but also the voices from the ground. Rohini, I quickly want to come to you first because you've actually been hopping between all the hotspots in Chennai. You were here outside O. Paneerselvam's residence earlier today. You've been to the Poise Garden. You've also been to the Marina Beach where the Jaya Samadhi is. What is the general sense that you're getting? You know, at this point of time, we've been talking, you know, about public support, the perception of public support, the perception of, you know, people looking at Paneerselvam as a hero, Sasikala giving it right back in no small measure at that meeting with her MLAs. What is the public mood as far, you know, as far as this controversy is concerned?
You know, Shiv, the number of people I've been speaking to, be it public or people also who are supporting OPS, the only voice that you're hearing in Chennai is that they want O. Paneerselvam as a Chief Minister as of now. For the simple reason they feel that a person who has delivered, a person who has taken over the reins from Amma, who's Jayalalitha for them, as somebody who has been able to keep, in all his capabilities, do what is best for the Tamil Nadu government. Now that we have seen him, how he has gone out on the offensive, and what he did yesterday at the Jayalalitha Samadhi has clearly gone down pretty well amongst the people, because I've been speaking to various rungs of people who have come to see Jayalalitha Samadhi early in the morning walkers, and they were saying that it's unfair what happened to him, and if he says that he felt absolutely insulted, it is not how it has to be treated for a veteran politician like him. On the ground, Shiv, what we hear is, as of now, that there's a huge groundswell for O. Paneerselvam.
There's a huge groundswell for O. Paneerselvam at this point of time. Will that translate into something else, you know, is not known at this point of time. But a question a lot of people are asking, Akshay, I want to quickly bring you in as well. You know, yesterday, not everybody, actually nearly nobody knew about the, you know, the protests, that the act of rebellion that O. Paneerselvam was going to mount at the Jaya Samadhi. Nearly nobody knew about it. He and probably a small bunch of people knew that he was going to do that. Today, are we expecting any such, you know, surprises or acts? Because Sasikala and Paneerselvam have been having a go at each other right through the day today. You know, apart from statements and comments, are we expecting to see Sasikala descend on the Jaya Samadhi or hold a press conference or make any more public statements?
Well, Shiv, it's been a surprising last 24 hours, because we've seen that a person who never opens his mouth, who's always silent, who's taken the back seat all the time, came to the forefront, made a huge statement, took the state by, you know, surprise. And then we've been seeing Sasikala also coming out and talking to the media. It was the first interaction that she had with the media after becoming the General Secretary of the party. And in fact, Shiv, I also want to show you this part. There is many posters that have come out outside the Poets Garden residence calling Mudalvar Sasikala, which means Chief Minister Sasikala, and it also says Mudal Murayaga Tamilagatin Tamilchi, yes, which means this is the first Tamil leader to come for the Chief Minister's post in Tamil Nadu. So this is a kind of statement that we're seeing outside Sasikala's residence. And yes, Shiv, right, there was this statement that was coming out in between through our sources that she will be going to the memorial at Jayalalitha's residence and Jayalalitha's Samadhi, and then will be giving a statement out, making a similar gesture like O. Paneerselvam. But right now, the timing is not yet fixed, is what we are being told, Shiv.
Alright, so the timing is not fixed just yet. Sasikala very happy to keep things ambiguous for the moment, even though she's demonstrated that she's capable of engaging in a public interaction. The only thing we have right now is that very belligerent speech that she gave to her MLAs at the AIA-DMK headquarters. But she's got big support. She's got the numbers, the arithmetic, the mathematics. Apart from public opinion, the mathematics and the arithmetic, for the moment at least, is definitely apparently in Sasikala's favor. Navneeta Krishnan, an AIA-DMK member of parliament, says Chinnamma will be the chief minister. She spoke to Pramod Madhav.
So we have ADMK's MP from Rajya Sabha, Navneeta Krishnan. Let's just ask him let's hope he says what happened inside the meeting. So sir, can you give us a small intake, like what happened inside?
Sir, very soon, Honorable Chinnamma will become the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu.
Okay. So that's what you interacted inside? That's what she said?
That will happen as early as possible.
Wonderful, sir. Is there a possibility for you all MLAs and MPs to meet the president as well? Not for now.
No.
You would like to talk on that later? All right then, sir. Thank you so much. So there you have it. Navneet Krishnan stating what he wants to, what almost happened inside in the meeting. Pramod Madhav, Point Today.
And of course, the man of the moment is O. Paneerselvam himself. From being a man who was happy on the sidelines, a very vanilla politician who was shy of the spotlight and always lived in the shadow of J. Jayalalitha, a person who's been caretaker Prime Minister, is now suddenly a leader with a towering stature. He enjoys adulation of the public, he enjoys public support, and more importantly, he enjoys a great deal of attention and a reputation suddenly, abruptly, of being this defiant hero who has stood up to Sasikala of the AIADMK, the leader of his own party. In an earlier circumstance, could it ever have happened? Not in a million years. You would never have seen someone like a Paneerselvam standing up to someone like Jayalalitha, who he addressed, like thousands of others in the state, as Amma. But Sasikala, seen as an interloper, undeserving of the position of General Secretary of the AIADMK and certainly of the Chief Minister to Paneerselvam. Here he is in conversation with T.S. Sudhir, his first interview to an English channel. As we await more reactions from both the AIADMK and the DMK, I want to go quickly back to Rohini, who's still live with us. Rohini, lots of drama yesterday, great deal of unpredictability. It's completely changed the manner in which politics has been played in Tamil Nadu in just a matter of 24 hours, like Akshaya said. Everything has changed in the way, things are being done. The unexpected has become the usual. We're actually standing outside one of the shyest politicians' houses, and expecting that he might make another statement at any moment. Sasikala, who's lived in the shadows, could make a statement as well. What are we seeing happen next, Rohini? The governor is still not here. The third big figure in this, and he's really the guy who's supposed to be in the center of all this, is missing in action. He hasn't been here. Questions are being raised by the Congress and other parties about why the titular head of the state is not here during a political crisis. Do we have any information on when Mr. Rao plans to, land up in Chennai? Some technical issues with Rohini, but Akshaya, if you could take that question, what's the latest we have on the governor? When is he expected to come? We understand that, we know that he didn't come yesterday. There is highly unlikely that he's going to be coming today. What about tomorrow or the day after? Is he going to be here before Monday?
Getting from the governor's office. What we've been told right now is the only appointment that he has in Mumbai is for a convocation council. But other than that, there's no appointment for him in Mumbai, and the office is not ready to divulge details on the further appointment next couple of days. But the request among both the senior party leaders as well as opposition leaders is that the governor has to come down to Chennai and take up this issue and sort it out, because for the last 8 months there hasn't been any proper governance, is what the opposition party leader MP Stalin had earlier said today. So Shiv, taking into those accusations into consideration, it is a kind of a situation.
Moment, I'm going to go across to Sahil Joshi, our senior editor in Mumbai, who's got more information about the governor's whereabouts and his plans. Sahil, what's the very latest? You've been in touch with the governor's office. No plans of him coming to Chennai today or tomorrow. What's the latest you know?
So first of all, the governor's office is a little bit worried that because the governor did not went to Chennai after Sasikala's election, as the when Shashikala was elected as the leader of the legislative party, AIADMK legislative party. So which has actually given rise to the suspicion that the governor is basically waiting for the Supreme Court decision on the DA case against Shashikala. So if that case goes against Shashikala, then there is no chance that Shashikala can be made the chief minister. So is that the reason why the governor is waiting to go to Chennai? Before he goes to Chennai, he is still waiting for what the Supreme Court decides about that particular DA case. And then suddenly O. Paneerselvam comes out of his shell and clearly rebels against the decision by the AIADMK legislative party that Shashikala will be the next chief minister, and she has been elected as the leader of the legislative party. So now what the governor house is telling us is that wait till 7 o'clock in the evening. We will come to know what is his plan to go, whether he is planning to go to Chennai tomorrow or not. Just one day he did not go to Chennai should not be made into speculations that the governor has some other thing in mind, that he is deliberately delaying to elect Shashikala as the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, because we also spoke to the former governors. Former governors, and what they told us that constitutionally, once the party which has been elected with the majority, and if that party elects a particular person as the leader of the legislative party, then by constitution the governor must call that particular person to take oath as the chief minister. If the governor chooses otherwise, then it becomes a constitutional crisis, which we have seen in the past. What happened with N.T. Ramarao, and N.T. Ramarao took finally all his MLAs to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. He paraded all these people in Delhi, and finally N.T. Ramarao had to be made chief minister again, despite the Congress government being in the center. So that particular constitutional crisis should be avoided. That's what the former governors have told me. So basically, the governor was waiting to see what happens today. And today, when, as you mentioned just a while back, that Shashikala showed to the media and people that 129 MLAs are with us. So that means the majority of the AIADMK, the full majority of the AIADMK MLAs are with Shashikala. So the governor will have to think about this. He is monitoring the situation in Tamil Nadu very closely. And by evening, we will come to know whether he is planning to go to Chennai and go ahead with the oath-taking ceremony of Shashikala.
Okay, Sahil, very important information. You're saying he's monitoring the situation, but no plans just yet to come to Chennai. There will be more clarity later this evening. Well, one person, one prominent leader of the BJP, even though the party doesn't really toe his line very often, who's been saying that Vidyasagar Rao, the acting governor of Tamil Nadu, should be, there is nothing stopping him from swearing in Shashikala as the chief minister, and he must carry out his constitutional duties, is Dr. Subramanian Swamy. And he says that this is a crisis of the worst kind, and he says there is no question of O. Pannirselvam taking back his resignation, and that Vidyasagar Rao has done a very bad thing by delaying doing his constitutional duty. Here's Dr. Subramanian Swamy in conversation with India Today.
I'm joined by BJP leader Dr. Subramaniam Swamy as Tamil Nadu is in complete turmoil. Sir, unprecedented revolt by O. Pannirselvam. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's a bit late in the day to revolt. After having willingly resigned, gone to the governor and agreed to be caretaker president, chief minister, and then go to the party office and vote unanimously, vote with every member to unanimously select Shashikala to be the nominee of the party for the chief ministership. What is the meaning of revolting now, and that too on the ground that Shashikala's spirit came and called him? I mean, which world are we living in? Are we going to believe such things? It's good in a cinema script, but it's not certainly part of a constitutional process.
Sir, Pannirselvam has said that he was forced to resign, and that it was Jayalalitha had said that it was him who she wanted to be the chief minister.
Jayalalitha is not here today. He may have been close to Jayalalitha politically, but Shashikala was living with Jayalalitha. So, I mean, where is this? This is not a factor, who Jayalalitha wanted, who didn't want. Question is what the constitutional provisions are. And according to constitutional provisions, Shashikala has all the rights to be the chief minister.
He says if the people and the cadre support him, he will revolt and he will stick as...
Yeah, let him revolt, but that will not change the situation that Shashikala will be the chief minister. For revolt, the MLAs must revolt. Let him demonstrate that. And he'll get a good chance, even after Shashikala is sworn in as chief minister. On the floor, there will be a vote of confidence, which he has to move and get it passed. Let him revolt at that time.
Do you think he'll be able to get enough leaders from the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly on his side?
I don't know the dynamics of the ADMK, and certainly I'm not going to go and check also, because I'm the petitioner who has found Jayalalitha and Shashikala guilty of disproportionate assets at the Sessions Court level, and then fought it in the High Court level, where they agreed that there was disproportionate assets, but it was not much, the judge said. And now in the Supreme Court also I've argued, I'm waiting for the judgment, and I'm hoping that Shashikala will be convicted. But at the same time, I cannot close my eyes to the constitutional position. And the constitutional position is she should be sworn in, even if necessary for one day, as the Chief Minister.
It's a big statement face-off between Sasikala and Paneerselvam. They've both had their say today. Are they going to have more to say? Remember, Paneerselvam says the things that he's revealed are perhaps only a fraction of everything he wanted to say. A man always reputed to be one of few words has had a lot to say in the last 20 hours. Is there more coming from Camp Sasikala and Camp Paneerselvam? On India Today, we're going to keep you ahead on that big political story. Quick break, back with much.